Hello, my name is Erick and I work in business development for Codilation. My team of elite nerds is dedicated to helping turn big ideas into first customers. Building apps and helping develop new businesses allows me to meet amazing people. These people are doing amazing things in our tech community and my actual community of Fargo, North Dakota. I wanted to start a platform to help business leaders and other great people in our community tell their story. Connecting with amazing people is my job. Welcome to my office. My guest this week is Bethany Berkeley. She is the president and managing partner of Dale Carnegie of North Dakota and Minnesota. She's also delightful, and so I met her at a training event she hosted a few years ago now, but we're going to talk a little bit about training, the importance of leveling up your employees, and just some networking tips this week. Welcome, Internet. I'm really excited to be here, like always, but yeah, I'm here with Bethany Berkeley, the managing partner and president of Dale Carnegie in North Dakota and Minnesota. We'll kind of get into what that is, in a little bit. First, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yes. Who am I?
Yeah.
Well, first, let me back up. Thank you for having me.
Oh, yeah.
It's fun to do this, and it's always awesome to connect on different platforms.
Mm-hmm.
So who am I? Dale Carnegie later, which is hard because that's a huge part of who I am, to be honest.
I'm the big dumb Codilation mascot. I get it.
So I will say that I am somebody that is driven by a passion for people.
Mm-hmm.
I need to find fulfillment in whatever I do, and Dale Carnegie is a huge part of that for me. I was recruited by someone who gave me an opportunity to blend what I love about the nonprofit sector, which is my whole career up until this point.
Oh, wow, okay.
Which is heart and vision and mission, and then take the benefits of the for-profit sector, resources, capacity, and really create something and do something that drives me as a person.
Anyone who crushes it in like the nonprofit world, I just super respect because they do it with less time and money.
Right?
Like
that's a valuable skill.
They're wildly efficient.
Go.
I'm like, the nonprofits that are killing it, I'm just like, I wish I could be as smart and good at anything as you guys are.
I completely agree. There are some phenomenal nonprofit leaders.
You jump out into Dale Carnegie and then you kind of move up. Like, what exactly is it and what do you guys do?
Yeah, so I jumped into Dale Carnegie and moved up. Yes, that makes me sound very ambitious, and I don't know how
you're ambitious.
Accurate that is. Yeah. But truly, what happened was I again found something that I'm passionate about that allowed me to also have a high quality of life with my family because I'm also a mom and a dog mom and all of these other things.
All the good stuff.
Board member, right? Dale Carnegie. A lot of people think of How to Win Friends and Influence People, which stays on the business bestseller list.
I hate the name of that book. I like the guts of the book, but like that just sounds so like greasy sales guy-y. But it was written a really long time ago.
It was written a really long time ago.
Okay.
And so much of it, like you said, the guts, because so much of the guts are still incredibly relevant today, if not more relevant.
Right.
So what do we do? That's not it. We do have the book, obviously.
Yes.
It's a part of some of our programs.
How weird I went on a tangent.
No, but it's, great book though.
Yeah.
With that said, we are a training company, but we're not a Band-Aid training company.
Right.
What I mean by that is everything that we do has to be sustainable, strategic, and intentional. So we first want to make sure that anybody who's going through an experience with us has the ability to know their blind spots, build self-awareness and emotional intelligence, because it's only when that foundation is in place that we can actually then deliver skills and a process to shift behavior and drive performance. So we work in partnerships with businesses all around the state, across industries of all sizes, locally owned and operated.
Yeah.
And we really care about sustainable solutions.
No, and I think just like leveling up your people is like super important. We just got done with our first team building week. It was so stressful and delightful, and we did a lot of work with that. And but one of the things that it boggles my mind, kind of, that you take your whole life, 18 to 20-ish, and you're like leveling up and you're learning and you're doing stuff, and then you're like, I have a job now, and like that kind of just stops. And of course you learn, what you're doing at work, but you just don't get that extra structured coaching that can help push you along. So yeah. Anyway, I keep side tangenting.
No, it's good. I'll follow you wherever you want to go.
So what advice do you have for someone like a business owner, someone watching, kind of looking for a way to start leveling up their employees?
Mm-hmm. Well, you're absolutely right. You nailed it in that research still proves that over 50% of employers are saying people are coming to us without soft skills, whether they're right out of school or they're shifting their career path.
Right.
And that's detrimental, right? And people most often leave their jobs because of their manager. That's about people. The heart of most business issues is related to people. So advice would be, one, know that. Find value in your people, recognize that value, and don't wait until it's too late
till they move on.
Yeah. Or your culture is toxic, or you're having ongoing retention issues, or because a foundation of communication isn't there and other soft skills, customer service isn't as good and sales aren't as high, right? It all snowballs.
I hate the word soft skills.
It's hard skills too, right?
Right. I mean, there's things you can actually do, but I met you at a soft skill lunch and learn kind of thing, but you gave me like these networking tips, and I remember, and I'm okay at networking. So.
You're pretty good at networking.
No, it's kind of my jam, and that's not everyone though. So do you have some that's like kind of quick networking tips for people watching this?
Yes.
To improve their soft skills.
Absolutely, but I also want to circle back. What is it about soft skills that just really doesn't resonate with you?
It makes it seem like it's not important.
Ooh, good answer.
And that's ridiculous. Like every time I've left a job, it's because they can't communicate.
Right.
Or some soft skill is missing, and that's kind of important.
Yeah, so hard skills and hard skills, right? It's their
hard skills and hard skills for other people.
Yeah, there you go.
That's what soft skills are.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I had to clarify.
Okay.
We're absolutely aligned. So networking.
Yes.
Now I took us down a different path.
Yep.
That session was so long ago.
I know.
Do you remember the conversation link? We're going to go through it together in a second. But the first two things I would say is, one, networking requires to be successful that you get out of your comfort zone, because a lot of people go to these events and then they automatically gravitate towards who they already know, which defeats the purpose of networking, right?
Yeah.
The second thing is you just have to listen. You really don't need to talk that much when you're networking, because the purpose is you're learning about someone else, right? I mean, essentially it's, what questions can I ask to know what this person is about.
Let someone open up.
Yeah. And create that connection and relationship. Do you want to do the link real quick?
Yeah, I'm all right with that.
So a lot of people are familiar with this, that they've experienced us in any way, because we start with a foundation, right?
Right.
And there's something called a conversation link, where we stack a series of images or link them together.
Yes.
So that we can recall them quickly.
Okay.
Is it coming back? Do you remember it?
Well, like I said, I have a joke coming up from what that was. And yeah, we'll see how much I remember.
Okay, well, I'll go quick too. So the first image is a big gold nameplate.
Yep.
Okay. Then you have a big blue house with white shutters, right? And inside of the house is a family.
Yep.
And they're sitting by this fireplace and they're waving.
Okay.
Okay, they're waving.
I kind of remember the
graphic. It's coming back.
Can we get the graphic and then we'll put it up for this?
Sure. I don't know if we have a graphic.
Well, okay.
I totally could.
Okay,
we'll
figure something out.
And then there's a big orange work glove coming out of the chimney of the fireplace, holding an airplane flying through a field goal.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
And inside the airplane is a pilot looking through a telescope at the stars.
Yeah.
And every single one of those images represents a question we can ask with
this is what
name,
I remember.
Right, is the first one.
Yep.
Making sure that we really listen to their name.
Yes.
And present our name with impact, because a lot of times we say it really, really fast.
American knows has to be here.
Yeah. Or it all blurs together and people are
I had like a monster pause. I remember when we did this.
Oh yeah, the pause part.
Just like, I'm Erick Roeder. And this it was unintentional, but it was kind of funny.
But it's good because we have to be authentic too, right? And you have less than 7 seconds for someone to make a first impression of you.
Which is crazy.
And the first thing they hear is your name.
Yes.
And they're reading you without even realizing it. So you work up this link and you have different questions. Where do you live? Where are you from? Tell me about your family. And avoiding questions that could separate you, right? That's why we say we don't say, are you married or do you have kids?
Right.
Because that can open up a whole
ordeal.
Yes,
right? Yes.
You continue to work up what are you passionate about? Where do you work? Have you traveled? Not during COVID.
Right.
Hopefully.
Right.
Maybe. I don't know. And then finally, you want to dig in deeper to who they are as a person. What are your dreams? What motivates you? But you don't want to start with that.
Right.
Because that's awkward.
You gotta.
Right. Gotta build up to it.
You gotta get there.
I at least need to know your name.
So yeah, this is what's interesting about this is I remember like everybody grew up somewhere and everybody, has a family and everybody went on vacation. Like that's what I remember from like 3-4 years ago.
Yeah.
So I made a business chart this week.
Awesome.
Kind of avoiding the pitfalls. And so
okay, I'm excited to see it.
So yeah, so this is when you should talk about family and networking and like people. And Simba is a hard pass and Batman is a hard pass. But mostly everyone's got some sort of family.
There you go.
It's probably a good idea to.
That's awesome. I need to explain Simba Batman. Obviously, not asking about family.
Don't talk about. There's been some trouble.
Yeah.
in the jungle.
Well said.
Yes.
And for most people, they may have not had a super predictable life, right?
Everyone did grow up somewhere. Everyone.
They did.
Hopefully he's been on vacation. And like I said, those were interesting. I said, it's like, oh, duh. I usually get into that kind of naturally, but it was nice to be like, oh, we should structure and think about things when we network. And so that was the big takeaway for me that day.
What's the next question I can ask? And you used this on me when we met for coffee recently, too. You Dale Carnegie me.
Oh.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I know.
Yeah. So for the most part, you can talk about family, but you should just be not calculated because that sounds bad, but just be intentional about trying to learn about people. And I think that comes off as authentic, and then you make a real business relationship with someone. So each week we ask this, Bethany, is there anything we can do to help you in your role at Dale Carnegie?
It's such a incredible question because it's rarely asked, right? The first thing is see the value in your people. That would help everyone.
Yes.
Invest in your people, take the time to know them, develop them, and understand that that's incredibly important, not just for business, but for community and for people to recognize their value and their capabilities.
Yeah, right? I like that.
And then beyond that, I would say know that we're a local business too. We have a big name attached to who we are, and we have a rich history, but we've evolved over time, and we are very much embedded in this community. Yeah. And that's important for us to make sure that we're communicating.
Community is one of our core values. I just love it. And so, I had a point, but I completely forgot about it. And
it's okay.
That's me. So I was creeping on your Facebook before this. And so you can't come down with like a nerdy shelf and like not get a nerd question. So you're a fan of Disney Plus. You're a mom. What is your favorite Disney Plus movie and show on it right now?
First, I think it's hilarious that you Facebook creeped me, which would make sense. And I didn't even realize that I had publicly liked Disney Plus.
Yes,
great.
You have.
Yeah, awesome. I'm sure that was effective advertising on their part.
No,
I love it. Right now, so my daughter is a very busy, active, fierce girl.
Yep.
And one of the only things that keeps her happy while I'm trying to look decent in the morning, not always successful, is playing Mickey Mouse Clubhouse.
Oh, yeah.
And so she'll listen to that for a little bit. Yeah, which plays randomly in my head sometimes. Yeah. Bad. The movie, though, because you asked about both, would be Finding Nemo, because she's obsessed with it. And when you're a mom, you love what your kid loves.
Okay.
So to the point where we actually got her a fish a couple weeks ago.
Aww.
A fish. But I don't need anything else to try to keep alive in my house is the problem. I already have enough, But she loves it and continues to watch pieces of that movie. She can sit still for about 5 minutes.
Right, but it's a good, quiet 5 minutes.
Yeah.
There's no wrong answer to that, but the correct answer we're looking for is the new Muppets now. and Aladdin. So,
So there is a wrong answer.
Those were good. Those were good
Those
answers.
are good.
I honestly, so I didn't buy Disney Plus for the longest time because I own physical copies of like every one of the movies except for 2 in the animated one.
Are they still VHS or DVD?
Blu-ray.
Remastered?
No, like they just take all of my money, and so that's okay.
They do now. Might as well.
Yeah, I love it. So yeah, nerd questions kind of mean we should wrap things up. Did you have anything else?
No, I think that's a good place to leave
There
it.
we go.
More of a mom than a nerd, but definitely nerdy in my own ways. But no, thank you for having me. It's always fun to talk with you and appreciate everything that you and your awesome team is doing here to promote community and businesses like ours.
I love it. So yeah, you said this was not in your comfort zone. So thanks for growing and getting out of your comfort zone and sharing some bits of information that I just naturally and honing in on your hard soft skills. And so,
we'll come up with hard skills.
There's something for it. So yeah. Have a good week, everyone.
Thanks, Erick. That was so fast.
I know, and I have no idea what I said.